You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about Laurel Hubbard. That's right. The transgender that is competing against women in this Tokyo Olympics. This was sort of the person that is the walking, talking embodiment of woke Tokyo Olympics 2021. Courageously brave and stunning, I would think. Good grief. Going out there competing against females, this gentleman here, he has come out and he has thanked the IOC for his opportunity to be able to participate against females in this Olympics. And we're going to get right to that very quickly. I'm wearing our Socialism Media t-shirt. You can grab it out of the merch store. Use promo code USA First, all one word, for 25% off this shirt or any other shirt in our merch store. Fox News. Laurel Hubbard thanks Olympic Committee for committing to making the sport more inclusive and accessible and more unfair physically. Laurel Hubbard, the New Zealand weightlifter who is set to be the first transgender athlete to compete against the Olympics, thanked the IOC for its support. Hubbard released a statement through the New Zealand Olympic Committee. He is set to compete in the 87-kilogram event on Monday. The Olympic Games are a global celebration of our hopes, ideals, and our values. I commend the IOC for its commitment to making the sport more inclusive and accessible and going more woke. Advertisers sure are loving that right now, aren't they? Hubbard said. Dr. Richard Budgett, Jesus, low budget, the IOC's medical and science director, backed Hubbard's right to compete in the games on Thursday while acknowledging the issue over Hubbard competing was, quote, large, difficult, and complex and unfair. Let's throw that out there, too. To put it in a nutshell, the IOC had a scientific consensus back in 2015, Budgett said via The Guardian. There are no IOC rules or regulations around the transgender population and participation. That depends on each international federation. So Laurel Hubbard is a woman and is competing under the rules of her federation. And we have to pay tribute to her courage, tenacity, and in actually competing and qualifying for the games. Budgett said it was tough to flat out say Hubbard had an advantage by going through male puberty when there's many factors that go into account. He said it wasn't as simple as it sounded and said that each sport should make its own assessment on transgender athletic participation. So there's not even a cut and dry Olympic rule on this thing. They're letting each federation determine what's going on in the Olympics. And because his federation is allowing him to do this, the Olympics bended the knee. Gotcha. There is a lot of disagreement across the whole world, on the world of sport and beyond, on the issue of eligibility. Everyone agrees transgender women are women. No, we don't. But it's a matter of eligibility for the sport and particular events, and really has to be very sport specific. Why? It's athletics, dude. Good God. My God. One of the reasons there is no new framework published yet is not just because the difficulty in coming to a consensus, it's because it would have been inappropriate to come out with new guidelines just before the Olympics. If it would keep this uneven travesty from happening, who cares if it's right before the Olympics? There will be a new framework to help individual sports, and we're working very closely with them, but it's not published yet. Hubbard transitioned 8 years ago at 35 years of age. Hubbard is 43 entering Olympic competition. The IOC previously said Hubbard met all the requirements for trans athletes in fair competition. Among those, the athletes must demonstrate that their testosterone level is below specific measurement for at least 12 months. Okay, so You only need to be less of a dude just 12 months ago. This is ridiculous. I don't care what anybody says. There's an absolute unfair advantage, and we have seen it. I've seen the interview of the lady whose records he broke, and she was crushed. She also said that she got a call saying that her records had been broken, and she said, "There's no way anybody broke my records," to which the reply was, "A dude broke your records." And she was like, "What?" And it was this cat right here. That's right. And she's not happy about it. The fact is, this is a women's competition, a female's competition, and the women are furious because they're having to compete against a man. End of story. They're mad. There's all kinds, especially in track and field. You're seeing it all over the place. You're seeing women that were the best in their sports losing to males now. Losing the males. These women were breaking records anywhere. And, I mean, in walks 2 6'3" competitors ready to run. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely an unfair advantage. This guy was a acting male until he was 35 years old. Now he's competing in the Olympics as a female? Stop it. He's coming out thanking the Olympics for going woke and letting him in. This is why so many of you aren't watching. This is why the Olympics specifically, the ratings are trash. They're down more than 50% versus 2016. It used to be about fair competition. Now it's about being and winning the race for the most woke. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.